Ranking every my player storyline in NBA 2K history. Let's see what it's hitting on, bruh.
Starting off with the first 2K game to introduce a MyCareer, we have NBA2K10. In this storyline, 2K kept it simple. There's no cutscenes or side quests. You make a My Player and start your journey to the NBA. You start off.
I'm not gonna lie. I've tried to play this through this MyCareer. I hate this. I hate playing through this MyCareer story. Like, I hate it, bro.
To prove that you're ready for the NBA. You have a 2K journey of becoming an NBA player and tells you how you did after every game. But unlike MyCareer today, in this storyline, you get a different outcome depending on how well you play. For example, if you played well in this summer circuit game, you had a chance to be sent directly to the NBA. But if you didn't play well, you'd go undrafted and have to work your way up from the D League.
Bro, that 2K10 story mode was so harsh. You could drop 15 and 10, and just because you didn't drop 16 and 22, they gonna send you down there to the D League or the end of the bench, bro. Like, it'd be bad.
Made every game that you played feel crucial to your NBA career because one bad shot and you're sent to the D League. There was no cutscenes or storylines in this game, so once you made it to the NBA, your main focus was making your player better utilizing skill points. Overall, I'm gonna rank NBA 2K10 in the B tier. At this point,
yeah, I probably will rank it. It might be C for me. The only reason why it's B is because it's the first one ever, and 2K10 graphically it holds up.
My player mode really didn't have much to it. No cutscenes or anything. But I did like how if you played well, you got to go to the NBA. But if you didn't play well, you'd have to go to the G League as another route to the NBA. I'm also going to rank NBA 2K 11, 12, and 13 here because MyCareer at this time saw little to no advancements. It wasn't until NBA 2K 14 where we started to get really in-depth MyCareers. The 2K14 storyline revolutionized MyCareer at the time. You start off as an undrafted prospect, but you have an agent that gives you the opportunity to go to the Rookie Showcase. The Rookie Showcase is a game held in New York City where rookies go to raise their draft stock. At the Rookie Showcase, scouts are scouting you based on your performance and how you are as a teammate. But how you answer questions in interviews is also an important factor. With all this pressure to perform well, you also get into an altercation with a player named Jackson Ellis from the
I feel like Jackson Ellis is overrated as a rivalry, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like we all loved him because we watched the Chris Move videos and we was like, oh, you know, the beef was crazy. But we was a lot younger back then. Looking back, bro, I don't feel like he was that well written, bro. The beef just felt super forced. There was no way out of the beef. Like, if you wanted to be cool with him, you couldn't be cool with him. I don't know. I feel like this is the Jackson Ellis storyline is kind of played out, bro. And I feel like they've done better villains.
Other team. This gave you extra motivation to put on a show, and your coach would also give you.
I'm MP and Jackson is Kobe. No. I'm MP and you're Jackson. Jackson is the one that hates blindly. I'm a good stand-up man in America, bro.
You go to the NBA draft, and how you played in the Rookie Showcase will
you still belong in the D League.
Determine where you get drafted.
Hey, boy. You want to keep that blue shield by your name.
After getting drafted and making your way to the NBA, your goal was to play well so you get more playing time. Overall, I'm going to rank 2K14's MyCareer in the A tier. The storyline was good for the time, but I'm going to rank.
I ain't trying to flame, but gang. We gotta get my boy in that lab, bro. You can have ChatGPT give you a better cutout than this. Come on, bro. This is bad.
2K14's MyCareer in the A tier. The storyline was good for the time, but as time passed, I think it's easy to say it wasn't S tier. Next, we have NBA 2K15. Instead of being an undrafted prospect, in this game, you actually had hopes of getting drafted in the NBA draft. But your dreams get crushed when you stay up to watch the NBA draft waiting for your name to be called.
I also feel like this wasn't that good of a story. I'm not gonna lie.
But you're.
I feel like 2K15's story. I felt the most disconnected to my player. Like, he would just be raging over everything. Look, he's in the crib throwing a basketball on the ground. Like, I don't know, bro. And I get, you know, he's upset because he didn't get drafted, but it didn't feel real, bro.
You get mad at your agent because he promised that you'd get drafted into the NBA, but unfortunately no team selected you. After some time goes by, your agent secures you a tryout with an NBA team. If you make a good impression, the team will sign you to a 10-day contract. And if you play well in the 10-day contract, they sign you for the whole season. But after playing well in your 10-day contract and getting signed for the rest of the season, this is basically where the storyline ends. I'm gonna also rank 2K15's storyline in the A tier.
I would not give this an A because he said it himself. That storyline ends so quickly. Like, bro, it's like 5 games. But once you get through the 10-day contract and the dude threatens to send you back on the streets, there's nothing after that. You're just playing MyCareer mindlessly. And I feel like that's a problem that a lot of games have. It's not just 2K. A lot of these sports games, bro, once you get past the first little part, they don't have a story to go with the longevity of the game. I just feel like 2K15, I didn't feel connected with my player, and they went with the route of, oh, you gotta sign a 10-day and then hoop on your 10-day. Like, who on a 10-day is really getting PT? I don't know, bro. I felt like it could have been better. I feel like it would have been better if they would have, instead of signing us to a 10-day in the middle of the season, we don't make it, but we sign a free agent contract, then we go to the summer league. You know what I'm saying?
Here.
And I know what my number one pick on this list is gonna be, but I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save it until.
Well, I do think it's better than 2K14. I don't think this is an S tier storyline. Next, we have NBA2K16. In this storyline, you play as Freak, who is a high school basketball player in Harlem, New York.
This storyline was overrated. I'm not gonna lie. And I'm one of the persons that love this storyline when I was younger. And as the years went on, but like as I got older, I'm like, yeah, it just didn't really like I get you got more of the grounded approach to it because it felt more realistic, but you didn't really get the vibe of like, oh, I feel connected to my player. Even though Vic did pass away, Vic always felt like a issue in the story. You know what I'm saying? And I guess what Spike was going for, like, we're always like, man, this dude is annoying, but in the end, he was our biggest supporter. So I get that's what Spike was going for, but also at the same time, bro, I just felt like there was a lot of holes in it. There were some times where it's like unnecessary scenes. A vet had the super big beef with CC. It was just, I don't know, bro. I feel like it could have been done better, but it's definitely better than 2K26, a Spike Lee story, 110 times %.
This storyline did a good job of connecting you from the beginning because you were able to meet all your characters, friends, and family. After graduating from high school, you were able to pick a college of your choice. The college you chose didn't really matter, but how you played in college would affect where you were drafted in the NBA. Even though your family would have preferred if you stayed 4 years in college, you choose to go to the NBA anyway. Once you make it to the NBA, your childhood friend Vic gets.
That would be fire. Imagine in MyCareer, if we could choose ourselves, like, yo, bro, I want to stay 4 years in school. Like, I really want to, you know what I'm saying, try to build some, especially with them bringing in the college basketball mode, make it in depth to where you'd be like, you know what, bro, I know I could go to the league, but I want to try to build something, build this program up. Maybe I decide to go to a mid-major. In year one, it's not that good, but I'm hooping. I'm one of the best players. In year two, we got a few more recruits. In year three, those recruits that we get, now we have chemistry. And then by year four, you know what I'm saying, I'm still here. I'm 22 years old. I'm a senior, and we might make a tournament run. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that'd be fire, bro. And then we go to the league. At least having that option. You know, if you want to go straight to the league, you can. If you want to skip it, you can. But just to have that as an option would add a lot of depth to it. I'm not going to lie.
Gets in trouble with the team. You eventually choose your friend Vic over your relationship with the team, but shortly after he passes away. This was my favorite storyline in 2K history, so I'm gonna rank it S tier. Next, we got 2K17. You're a high school basketball player with a lot of hype around your name because you have a mixtape that's going viral. In this storyline, you play as Prez, who is considered the president of basketball. You make it to college, but no matter how well you play in this story, you're gonna make it to the NBA either way.
Yeah, what he just said right there, you're going to make it to the NBA no matter how bad you play. That is a hole in it. But I will say, as I've gone back and played this, maybe I'm biased because this is kind of like the game that blew my channel up a year ago. It didn't really blow it up, but, you know, I had a decent little video. As I was replaying through the story, though, this story is really, really good. Like, it has longevity, and it has flavor, and it has a sense of being grounded. Yeah, Prez is a weird name, but the whole orange juice thing, I kind of liked it. But we did have a third teammate, and I think it was Shammy Wells. It might have been, no, it was Denver. Shammy Wells was 18. We had Denver, so you kind of got the vibe where it's like, oh, this is an actual team vibe. You know what I'm saying? We chilling. I got my main man, what's his name? Whatever, the orange juice dude. And then I also got Prez as well. Not Prez, Denver as well. It kind of gave me the vibe like this is a real team we got going on here. The coaches had voice lines as well. And the story didn't just end after college. You could play, even on our videos, like I played through a whole season and stuff happened. Denver got cut, you know, people might get traded. If you get traded, then Justice might not get traded with you. Appreciate you for reminding me of the name. This story, looking back, I'd probably say this is the highest I'd rank a story so far in this video that you've seen.
Way. But before you even get drafted, you're invited to play USA basketball in the Olympics. Once you get drafted to the NBA, you also get drafted with a teammate from college just as young. This was one of the coolest features in 2K because once you were just as heated up, you were able to form a dynamic duo and control either player. I'm gonna rank 2K17 in the B tier. There wasn't really anything wrong with this game, but overall the storyline was pretty basic. It was an okay story, but definitely not A or S tier. Next we got NBA2K18. I'm just gonna come out and say it, this was the worst MyCareer 2K ever released. This was the turning point where a lot of the 2K community started to not like MyCareer.
Now, 2K18's storyline, bro, I'm not gonna lie, yes, it is a bad storyline. However, I really like the start of the storyline. I think this storyline has one of the strongest starts as far as the way that it makes you feel. I remember the feel of loading up 2K18, and the first thing that everybody did is they signed in with the lady that made their build, and then you went over to the shooting machine, you chose Lonzo Ball's jump shot, you tried it out, and then you could choose somebody else's jump shot, try it out, and then you went upstairs, and then you played the 3-on-3 games, and you won the tournament or whatever. That was smooth.
College basketball player who quit basketball to pursue his dreams as a DJ. But I guess one day he decides to go to a street ball tournament and there's scouts there and somehow he gets scouted to the NBA. This story really didn't make much sense, but this wasn't even the worst part. You had a—
Yeah, no. This, don't get it twisted. This story was not great, but the start of it, I like the vibe that I got when I started it.
roommate named B Fresh, and she was so annoying. This was the worst like side character 2K has ever made. Like, think about it. We came from 2K16.
Bro, B Fresh, you just have a game where you drop 45 and 10 and your team still lost, and then you go in there, yo, I just got a box of Reese's Puffs, and I got them stacked up over here, and she was just wilding like, yo, be fresh. And why was she in my crib? First of all, obviously we wasn't together. So did I just have this lady just living in my crib? She just freeloading in my crib? Come on, gang. She didn't contribute nothing. She wasn't my agent. She didn't help me get any brand deals. She didn't do nothing for me except be a freeloader.
Where we had Vic as our best friend. Then 2K17 where we had Justice as our best friend. And now our roommate is this lady? I don't know exactly who 2K tried to target this character toward, but she was just really annoying. But overall, sadly, I'm gonna put 2K18 in the F tier. Yeah, I don't think it would have been that bad, but I think B Fresh being in the story made it just that much worse. I think without B Fresh, it would have been in the D tier, maybe even the C tier, but just because B Fresh was in the story, I'm gonna put it in the F tier, which is unfortunate because this is the first MyCareer in 2K.
I remember in 2K21, bad ending, B Fresh wrestling your shoulder on a bus. What? Did that happen?
2K that I didn't like. Next we have 2K19. And
okay, I told you guys that I was gonna stop it whenever it was my favorite. If this is not my favorite, it's my second favorite, but I think this one was my favorite. 2K19 has the hardest story out of all the MyCareers, in my opinion, bro. You start out overseas, then you end up going to spend some time in the G League. Obviously, you end up going to the NBA. After you get to the NBA, the storyline kind of, but the build-up, man, it felt so real. It felt so grounded. You had interaction with your teammates. You guys went to the fair. You tried to hit on this girl or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You got stopped in a diner. Like, bro, it was different, bro. I really like 19. 19 is a sleeper that people don't talk about enough.
This storyline, after not getting picked in the NBA draft, you're forced to go play overseas in China. After playing overseas in China, you get an offer from a G League team to go back to playing basketball in the US. You accept the offer, but as always, the ultimate goal is to become an NBA player. You meet a girl and make some bad decisions that ultimately lead you to get kicked off the basketball team. After getting kicked off the G League team, you're eventually invited to a summer league game where you get the opportunity to prove your skills in front of the NBA. When this game first came out, I probably would have ranked it in the C tier or the D tier.
What up,
but
ABS?
Looking back on it, I have a lot more appreciation for this story because it was so much better than 2K18. It really went in depth on my player's journey to the NBA. Whereas in 2K18, you were a DJ and then you played in a street ball game and then somehow you were in the NBA. It didn't really make much sense, but this storyline, at least it made sense. I'm gonna rank this storyline in the B tier. Next, we have NBA 2K20. In In this storyline,
2K20
you're a
was
star
solid.
basketball player in college. During a game, one of your teammates gets hurt, and after the college refuses to honor his scholarship. After hearing about the news, you decide to leave the school, with the goal of sacrificing your college scholarship to stand up for your teammate. Without having any college games to show, you have to find other ways to prove yourself to NBA scouts. You're forced to participate in other events like the NBA Combine and private runs with NBA teams. After showing your skills in the NBA Combine and people being interested in your story, you're eventually given a chance in the NBA.
I like 2K20s, bro. 2K20 had the thing where you went like from city to city. So you went like Chicago with AD, then you went to New York with Kimba. I think you went to LA with Bron, sat down with Maverick Carter and the crew. Like it did. 2K20 had a smooth little story. That was the one where they had Chris Move, the video of Chris Move blocking a little girl shot, I'm pretty sure. I feel like they should bring back the draft combine. Like, I feel like a draft combine is a fire concept, bro, for my career. Like, almost like a necessity, bro. Let me go to the draft combine. Let me prove myself. Play a little draft combine game. Instead of like a Rising Stars game, let me play a draft combine game and improve my stock after I play in college. I feel like that'd be fire. If my teammate gets injured, I'm not giving up my scholarship. Oh, I'm taking, for sure. Like, I'm not giving up my scholarship. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Eventually play well in the summer league game, meet LeBron, and fly off into the sunset. Overall, I'm gonna rank this story in the C tier. I think it was a good gesture that you left the college because your teammate got injured, but I think it's a little corny. So I think C tier is a proper ranking. Next we have 2K21. You start out as a high school basketball player and eventually work your way up to college. During your college career, you get into a relationship with a girl named Ellie. One day, things don't go well with you and your girlfriend Ellie, and you get into an argument. During this argument, your girlfriend kicks you out of her dorm room, but after getting kicked out, 2K gives you a quick time event. You can either pick A, I'm out of here and I'm done with college for good, or you can pick B and say I'm not giving up on you. If you choose the first option, this means that you're gonna stay.
2K got me playing a rom-com, bro. Come on, gang. Come on, gang. What kind of lines is that? I don't remember Ellie. I really don't remember 2K21 story. I remember Hinter's Cobb that you brought it up. I remember like a little part where you're walking around campus a little bit. Yeah, a quick time event, a romantic quick time event to save your girlfriend in the NBA2K game. Hey man, I don't remember 2K21's story like that in depth. I remember 22's, but 23 I don't really remember. And I hadn't played a story since 23. Like I haven't played a MyCareer story since 23. I'm not gonna lie.
In college, and if you choose the second option, this means you're going to choose another route to the NBA. You're given the opportunity to choose whether you want to stay in college, go to the G League, or enter the draft right then and there.
I lied. This was fire. This was fire. Please give us this option back. I'm going to show you guys in 22 exactly what I'm talking about. Please give us this option back. Let us either choose to go to G League or go to college. This is hard because this was during the G League Ignite. I remember in this game they had you in the G League bubble too, and they had all the old MyCareer players come back. That's pretty hard, bro. Being able to play in a G League bubble, that was so hard, bro. And I know the Ignite isn't around anymore and stuff like that, but still having an option to play in the G, we need that back, bro.
3 of these options come with different risks. If you go to college, once you join the NBA, you'll have more fans, but this option takes the longest. If you go to the G League, you're able to get more badges and grind your player before going to the NBA.
I remember that. You got extra badges for going to the G League.
If you decide to join the NBA immediately, you'll still get drafted, but you'll just get drafted at a lower position. Yeah. I really liked how in this storyline, you could take your career in your own hands and choose your own path to the NBA. I also think Ellie was the best girlfriend in 2K history.
Nah, this story's growing on me, bro. 21 is going up. Outside of the quick time event to save my girl, I ain't gonna lie. It's a little crazy, but outside of that, this story got it, bro.
So for that, I'm going to rank this story in the A tier. Next, we have NBA2K22. You start out as a...
I think this one is my second favorite. I'm not going to lie. 2K22 as a game, I love 22. 2K22, in my opinion, was the last time... Well, not even in my opinion. I know for a fact it was the last time where I really took 2K seriously. Where I was like, nah, like, I want to be the best player I can be in this game. Because I just felt like I had so much control. Oh yeah, the Be Fresh ending. Let's look at that. That's crazy. Be Fresh, man, get off my shoulder. Come on, bruh. They tweaking.
A social media influencer who's already famous. You're known for hitting trick shots.
Yeah, I don't like when 2K does this angle though of making us an influencer. It's the only thing I don't like. Like, let me just be an NBA player. I get what they're going for, but like, let me just be an NBA player. Now, on the flip side, the RPG elements they had in this were fire because you weren't required to do them, and they didn't take it overboard. Like, you could do brand deals, and they felt realistic, and you know, you could go get in the studio, but it wasn't too corny. They kept it grounded, and the RPG elements are fire. You could earn a penthouse. I really like 22 as a game, bro.
Playing flashy, but scouts aren't sure that you're ready for the NBA. You're given multiple options to prove yourself by taking the college route, the G League route, or you can go straight to the NBA. During your first
Now the thing that was so fire about 2K22, you could go to college or you go to G League. You go to college, and they had a list of colleges that would give you different sets of badge points. Let me see if I can find it. So you can go to the Gators, you can get 1 everything. You could get 2 and 2 on finishing and shooting. You can get 4 shooting. Whatever college you went to would determine how many badge points you got. It was so fire, bruh. Like, bro, the dynamics in the MyCareer means so much. Like, make it a reason for me to go to a certain school. Because realistically, in real life, if you want to be a really good scoring guard and improve your draft stock, you're probably not going to go somewhere like UNC, for example. UNC historically hasn't developed good guards for the NBA, but you might go to Alabama. You might go to Arkansas. You might go to Auburn. You know, these are places you might go. So it makes sense. You know, Oklahoma, shooting, playmaking, defense. You know, playmaking for Michigan State. You know, Tom Izzo and stuff like that. That really should be like defense, but you get what I'm saying. Different schools give you different things. This is fire. This is what I'm expecting out of this college game that we're going to get hopefully pretty soon here. This is fire.
First season, your goal is to prove everyone wrong that you're not just an influencer and you're really meant for the NBA. The interesting part about this storyline is you could have a side career in fashion or music. This feature was controversial because a lot of people just wanted to play basketball and not do any off-the-court side quests. But looking back on it, I don't think it was a bad idea to have the option to choose a fashion or music career. I just don't think 2K did it in a way that was interesting enough, but I don't think it was a bad idea. Overall, I'm going to rank 2K22's MyCareer in the C tier. I think the storyline of starting out as an influencer and going to the NBA is kinda interesting, but a lot of the side characters were bland. I don't really look back on them with good memories. This storyline was just middle of the pack to me. Next we have NBA2K23.
Nah, I disagree. I feel like 2K22 storyline was S tier. Like right there with 19 S tier. Like if there's S tier, I'd probably go 19 and then 22. And 21 probably be high A tier after watching this video. I'm not gonna lie. I forgot a lot about 21. 23 was where it all started to crash and burn. They had you wearing that crazy looking clothes, and you had the Shep Owens rivalry, which was that was just so bad. That was the worst rivalry we ever had. I'm not gonna lie.
You get picked in the draft with pick number 18 and your entire team's fan base hates you.
Yeah, okay. First of all, my fan base hates me, which is why is that the case? I'm the 18th pick. Why do they care that much about the 18th pick? And why am I forced to be the 18th pick? Because they're trying to force this rivalry with you and Shep Owens. Oh, I hated this story.
The news are in the streets to interview people about how upset they are that you got drafted. Debates are running rampant because everyone believes that Shep Owens, the pick after you, should have got drafted. This was a weird start to a MyCareer because why are you debating the 18th and the 19th pick in the draft? It seems a little bit forced, but nonetheless, the main goal of this storyline is to prove to your team's fan base that you belong. But even your new rival, Shep Owens, believes that he should have been drafted before you. He makes videos and tries to do everything to tear you down, but you have to go out of your way to prove that you're better than him and that you are the true 18th pick in the draft. Off the court, you can have a fashion and music career just like in 2K22. I feel like the problem with the newer 2K storylines is they give you too many options and they don't commit to one option as much as they should. So whichever option you choose, the storyline kind of ends up being bland. I feel like if they just focused on one storyline instead of trying to split them up, it'd be a lot better. But overall, I'm going to rank this in the C tier right with 2K22.
I will not rank 22 in the C tier, bro. These ratings is all over the place. Like 2K, nobody can convince me that 2K15 has a better story mode than 2K19 and 2K22. I'm just not taking it. I'm not going to lie.
I feel like these games were really similar, but I could argue this game to be in the D tier because the main story...
And definitely not 2K10 to 2K13. Maybe not 13. But even then, those storylines were so bland, bruh. I get those are the good old days, but compared to what we got now, they cannot hold their weight at all. There was no cutscenes. A lot of people hate cutscenes, but they do serve a purpose. We're talking about a storyline. 2K10 and 2K13 do not deserve to even hold their weight in this. I'm not gonna lie.
Storyline objective of the 18th overall pick and the 19th overall pick being rivals is kind of like they're pulling hairs and they're kind of out of ideas for a storyline. There's way better storylines I can think of than the 18th overall pick and the 19th overall pick being rivals. It just doesn't hit the same as some of the other 2Ks, so it's gonna go in the C tier, but it could be in D tier. Next, we have NBA 2K24. This storyline completely lacks a story. Like literally, this game doesn't have a storyline at all. You come into the NBA as one of the most anticipated draft picks, and your father was also an NBA player, and you want to follow in his footsteps. That's pretty much the entire storyline. It's like 2K just took a break from the storyline this year. I'm forced to rank 2K24's storyline in the F tier because it really doesn't have one at all. I did like 2K24 though. Next, we have NBA 2K25. In this storyline, they add high.
Yo, and what's crazy is I thought 2K25 was actually gonna take a step forward in the storyline. I was definitely wrong. But when I was looking at the trailer, I was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? They got some, but nah, that was
school and college back to the game. Let you go through your player's journey of making it to the NBA. You go through your journey playing against and with Patrick Wells, who later becomes your agent. Once you make it to the NBA, you have a meeting with your team's head coach on your goals for this season. The goal of this MyCareer is to basically complete the goals that your coach gives you. For us to be in 2K25, and this is one of the most basic storylines on this list, I'm gonna have to rank it in the D tier. I feel like back in 2K16, when I thought of what a storyline would be like in 2K25.
And then 2K26, I hate 2K26 storyline because my player sounds like he doesn't even belong. He sounds so weak. But that was a good video.